Okay, welcome to PCR, PCR special for Marvel Spider-Man. This is the continuation of the last episode. We were finishing off, we were discussing, there we are. We picked up on, the imagination, how the collective imagination of humans have shaped their culture. Usually using symbols and metaphors and whatnot, and these usually tend to change as time progresses and as evolution takes its course, and as it does, the progression tends to shape reality, and so we left off on trying to examine special cases of what is real based on, the raging perceptive capabilities of humans. Yeah, that was a workout there. Give me a second real quick. Okay, I apologize. We're back again. So, basically the supernatural comes when you start to alter whatever you use to perceive, let's say, reality, or perceive nature, or whatever it is, whatever you're trying to perceive. So, let's just keep it at nature, and trying to perceive nature, right? What is natural? Because what is natural is real already, right? You can suppose. So you have a normal perceptual system, right? That allows you to represent whatever it is you're experiencing as a consequence of your perception. And let's say you alter some components of the system, think of it as a lens. Let's say the lens itself is, say you're looking at a wall, right? At a white wall. The white wall is nature, right? And the lens itself is your perceptual system, mostly biologically based, right? And then the viewer or the observer is awareness or consciousness itself, right? So, give me a second. So let's just say you have the lens and it's a red lens, right? For whatever reason, it's red. So the wall's white though. You're not gonna see so much of a white wall. You'd probably see like a pinkish one. It's a kind of a blend between your own perception and what actually is, but because the lens is red, it's gonna, it's gonna mesh onto the consequential representation that you'd get, so let's say you change the lens to blue, then you can kind of see like baby blue. Now let's say you clear the lens of any color and it's see-through. Now you're gonna see the real nature of it. But what you're doing basically is you're reconfiguring the perceptual structure that you're using to assess reality, and that's what you're doing with humans when you alter their states of consciousness. I mean, because the brain is, much of the brain, or much of the psyche or the mind, the human mind, is constructed biologically and physiologically like the circuits in your brain and whatnot, they're designed to, you know, to give you the images that you see in your brain. But you know, and much of this is regulated by proteins and DNA, you know, genes, and how this elaborate biological mechanism needs to be built in order to operate. But when you change the organization of these little subsystems, you know, aka like you get little different little damn, I'm going in circles here. Let's get off this fucking building here. So that's why, like, the shape of your brain and whatnot kind of shapes the way you think, and as well as the the wiring systems in your brain, you know. And if you inhibit if you inhibit certain circuitries in your brain, then it's like you're changing the color of the lens on your perceptual system and so forth. So you can do that, you know, by theoretical means, and they'll have their physical manifestations, or you could do it by physical means. And so again, evolution, the environment, and the natural forces have basically, for the most part, shaped our perceptual system that we have for now, or that we've built ourselves on. But we've, in some discrete instances, we have displayed the ability to, or, you know, to manipulate or gain control and experiment with this perceptual system that has evolved with and within us. And that's really, like, you know, supernatural, because, you know, the perception system, or the perceptual system, came out of nature itself. Whatever it was before everything was, you know, it arose from that. And it's like nature itself changing its own nature. Like, what the fuck? Now that is some incredibly supernatural shit right there. And so I guess that's one of the things that makes us distinct as well in the animal kingdom, is that we've established, due to our evolution, our unique evolution, we've established that capacity to do that, to fuck with nature, kind of, not really. You know, we're still nature itself. That's the thing. Like, nature is bound by itself, but also infinite in itself, you know, like. And these often come as extremities, you know, and it's, you know, again, in order to complete any cycle, you need energy built up, and, you know, threshold, and for it to keep going. And God, I lost. No, I'm not losing my train of thought right now. Give me a second. Let's just. Okay, I'm gonna finish off with a bit of action here, just so it's not entirely fucking boring. But let me just get close to the scene of the crime here. So one of the things that makes us unique is our ability to you know, start to experiment with our own nature, but we're also bound by our nature. And okay, yeah. Okay, these supernatural occurrences or these little miracles that tend to happen often come in or as a consequence of immense or enough pressure, you know, in evolution's case, it's selection, pressure of selection, of natural selection, and pressure accumulates, you get a threshold, and again, we were saying that you need some sort of threshold for a cycle to start getting complex. And knowing us humans, we've evolved that same way, in continuous thresholds of intelligence and cognition and whatnot. So it's kind of the thing that makes us miraculous too. It's like this one particular subspecies has dominated the planet for so many years now, and it's only progressing so fucking rapidly, and it's based on this whole thing itself because it's the perfect representation of the human is the perfect physical representation of nature itself as we know it. So we begin with this whole superhero stuff and supernatural sort of thing. We start to explore that particular capacity of the human to overcome the overall pressure of natural selection, and how the human as we know it so far has been, or how the human has, made itself able, or has become, how do I put it? Yo, this is so fucking... How the human by miraculous intelligence has, has come to basically engineer its own nature almost. You could say life itself. And the human, as we know, is the most advanced form of life. But, like I said before, there's also the possibility of aliens. So, in a vast system like this, what about the moon? Like I said before, when we didn't have so much light pollution, there was clear skies and whatnot. There's some supernatural stuff we could have seen. So I guess we'll just leave it at that for today. And we pretty much, laying the groundwork for, what we'd call the miracle of a human, I guess. And how that's been represented throughout history and in our culture, and what it means to be human and whatnot. And the basic nature of, or the nature of the human itself is, let's kick some ass here. to experience, really. Just nature experiencing itself. And in order to do that, you know, because we don't really know what is, so nothing could be real. But at the same time, nothing is something, so that is real already. And that's, you know, this whole thing, you know, I do remember kind of like explaining something similar to the Big Bang. Maybe it could be, you know, a description of how a theoretical and abstractive, you know, event took place and manifested itself physically as the Big Bang. But, you know, that in itself forms logic, and the human has been the perfect representation of that abstractive, philosophical, or I guess, yeah, philosophical event so far. And oh, nice. Of happy, basically, you know, have been the tip of the spear of human evolution, and those are the ones we'd call heroes, right? I guess we can leave it at that now. That's crazy. So here we start to get a little closer into, you know, human culture and what, you know, pretty much what's playing around, or what's going on more or less with the human culture, and, you know, the nature of reality and how we come to understand it, and how we come to understand ourselves. Okay, let's start. Was that a fucking McDonald's? Oh, that was a pizza. Okay, I thought. Shit. Okay, so anyway, yeah, and so what was I saying? I should probably just. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to find somewhere nice to just say goodbye, but it's just full of fucking downtown. Okay, it should be somewhere nice up ahead. Come on. Oh shit. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I mean, how we basically need, you know, something in our culture to represent where we're going in our evolution and with this whole experience. And usually the humans who are able to, you know, give us or show us by concrete example, those who are able to do that, you know, are the ones we call heroes. Yeah, I guess you could say those are the humans that shape our evolution, and those get represented in our culture, and, you know, that's where you get the hero myth and all that. And in extreme cases, or in super cases, superheroes. So okay, I'll leave you guys now. I think that should be enough. Still don't know where to land, but hope you guys enjoyed this episode of PCR special for Marvel Spider-Man. I'm not so sure how many episodes this special is gonna take. Hopefully not many, but I do see a few coming up. Hope you enjoyed anyway. Hope you're having a really great day. If you're not, hope it gets better. But if you were, I hope it gets better anyway, because mine sure is about to get a whole lot better. I know I still haven't completed the PCRs or PCR videos for Days Gone and Red Dead Redemption, but I will get back to them. They will be done. It's just that this Spider-Man specials got me really hooked up right now. But if you guys enjoyed, please share and subscribe. I'll see you guys later, and please take care.